Okay, please start, Ploy.
Okay, first. Oh, teacher, I saw it echo. Wait, please.
What happened?
The sounds echo. Let me change it to Bluetooth, please.
Okay.
Okay, ready. First, I'm going to talk about the topic, the reason why each of person choose to live in and outside the city. The purpose of this comparison and contrast essay is compare living inside and outside the city. And for the style of this essay is point by point style. How are you living nowadays? For me, I used to live outside the city. The main road of my district is located on 2111 Highway Road. Why? Which is 4 lanes road. It used to be 2 lanes, but when the prosperities increased, it changed into 4 lanes road. It is quite hard to adjust everyone who lives in that area because when the trucks or the trailers or some kind of people who likely to disturb other people by riding a modified motorcycle by changing their exhaust pipe pass through everyone's house, it's obviously extremely annoying. Honestly, I think I live in this area may hesitate to move to another place, but there are many factors that can make them move to another place. For instance, a cost of living, a quality of life, a variation of the competition that might cause accumulative stress. Hence, I'm going to talk about factors that people tend to choose to live in and outside the cities. The cost of living between in the city and outside the city. Due to the outside city, we can do everything about agriculture and we can plant and eat everything you have planted, and it can reduce your living cost. In another way, if you're living in a city area, we have to buy everything because of the limited space. It is because the city doesn't have enough space for doing something like that. For instance, based on the action plan of Bangkok and Sisaket, we will see that the average income of the one who stay in Bangkok has the average income around 32,053.03 baht. On the other hand, people who live in Sisaket had an average income just around 14,268.78 baht. In this situation, you will see that about the 14,000 baht can live in the outside city easily because of the reason that I have mentioned above, while 32,000 cannot easily survive in the city if you do not have your own residence. Quality of life is one of the most important choices for people who choose where they will live. Source from movement.com say that living in a country provides us many benefits, such as a lower housing cost, breathing room, and a community. People who live in their town since born tend to hesitate to move to the city. In another way, living in a city also gives you a various benefits. For example, career opportunities. Sorry, teacher. I in this
Yeah.
this
Just proceed.
wrong. Okay. Public transportation and more amenities, which if they were one who was living since they were born, might think in the same way like the one who live in outside cities. A high variety of competition might cause accumulative stress. Citation from Brand in Life.Asia say that the new graduates tend to move to live in the city to have more opportunities to find a job because the place they live sometimes doesn't have many vacancies. Or if there is a real vacancy, there must be other factors to consider, especially with the amount of salary, including the branches of the vacancies, may not fit with the requirements or the qualification that they were obtained. Moreover, one of the major problems of outside city people who have come to work in the city is there is a higher pressure that is caused by living and struggling alone without family to help, like being at home. Living outside the city will decrease the rate of pressure because it was exactly outright opposite from what I mentioned above. And there are several factors that prevent from living, then a larger cost of living, a better quality of life, or a various version of competition that might lead to increased stress. Both of these factors are the reason that people choose to live inside and outside of the city. This will be the additional choice to help more on how they choose to live. Thank you.
All right. Oh, so this article is simple and
Yes,
accurate with data. So I give a thumbs up with that. You research as
yes,
well. And all the parts of your comparison and contrast essay are in here. So congratulations, you did well, completed the parts. However, of course, when we write first time on comparison and contrast, we always miss some things. And first of all, I'd like to point when you write actually your title, try to go back to our lesson, the one that I gave you about the uh, capitalization. What are we going to capitalize? What are the words that we need to capitalize when we write a title? And then you need also to um, try to make some of your words on a higher level. For example, instead of using outside and inside, maybe you could try to stick to your topic. It says the rural and the urban. And
yes, yes, yes. Sorry, at first I'm going to use the urban and suburban, but I'm not quite sure that it will
mm,
be okay or not. So I
of
use
course it's
inside
okay
outside the city.
because inside and outside is very simple, and you could make it
Yeah,
more complex. It could make it complex if we try to use other words which we don't usually hear from other people, which we could include urban or suburban or urban or rural areas. Or you can also
yeah.
say at a city and in the countryside or county, like that. And then what else? Oh, I'd like to give if you could fix the how you say salary,
Yes.
vacancy, try to pronounce the first level. Uh, and then oh, no more. That's it. So you mentioned the type of URL is point by point, right? So that's correct. And your thesis statement is here as well, which is restated. I saw it here. So
Yes.
good. Good job, Ploy. And I hope,
Thank
by the way,
you.
well, how many are here? Oh, most of you. So please listen. When I let you show the work of your classmate, try to remember. Although I'm recording this, you can go back. I'm gonna send you the link because this is where I will get your final test questions. There would be 15 items where you will be given. I'm going to choose 50 articles and I'm going to create questions so that you will be able to answer them using these articles. And that would be your final test. Okay, so let's proceed
Okay.
to the next person. Let me ask class number 1, are you here? Nope. So absent. Class number 2, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, so let's check out your work. By the way, thank you, Ploy.
Thank
Mm,
you.
please do not leave the class. Try to listen as well. But if you don't have, oh, okay, here now. No flag passages. Very good. Okay. So, Tom, please start. Tell us the main idea of your article and the style first.
Uh, Start the post slide.
Yes, please.
propose the comparison and contrast about the city and outside the city. Factor that people live outside the city. What do you feel someday you spend life in the city? I live around the noise, spend my life with the disorder and motority. There are many people live in the city. I know more about them. Don't know why they live there. Most people dream working in a big city and few people spend their life in the country. What factor make people choose residence? The difference between outside the city and in the city are different environment, rate of time, and the cost of living. The excellent environment and atmosphere help good mental health. The small road, and friendly people. The most we call is the outside the city. The people are live in the country are good mental health. The current is the country don't have many massive building. In contrast, the city had a big building and the subsequent problem are many people are bad environment and chaos. This is a different from the outside the city. The average number of people in the city who had to reach office is more than people outside the city by the home of the U.S. Air Duty Index. This has been caused by many cities have the pollution, crime, crowding, and infection disease. Life can be difficult in the city if you don't have enough ability to live in the city. It's like to spend lucky roulette to find a lucky day. It looks true, but it's true. You can spend full style life with the people outside the city. The environment without the noise, the atmosphere outside the city, the better life outside the city. The new has this the project the climb every day. This is the more life in the city. People in the town don't pay attention to crime. Maybe they in the city are used to crime every day. The website named Star reports about the crime in urban. The high rate of crime in Los Cabos and Mexico is 111.3 per 100,000 inhabitants. In contrast, Barrier population or less than can spend life with one from outside the city. They don't have faculty, but they spend their life with the comfortableness. In other way, spend life without the chaos and calm is help you about teacher to life with the habit. You don't want to shallow because the can take your happiness if you live outside the city. Technology and public transportation have the effect on the cost of living. So most people usually spend life with the convenience. They must pay for convenience. Sometimes it is a rule of survival of bad life in the city. If your salary enough to pay for it, all the food, oil, and transport, everything have time to pay. The typical social in the big city, you might meet a good person, but you can pay whatever you can pay. You have enough money left for the cost of living, price of food, price of merchandise and warfare. You can pay in cheap. The cost of living have any effect on your life and economy and government have effect of the cost of living. You can choose way in your life. Anyway, you can find cheap merchandise outside the city. There are different in the environment, the rate of time and the expense of living between outside and inside the city. Both places have different elements, the rate of time and the cost of living have effect with the people choose the resident positively and negatively. The consequence is what did the people choose to live where. The factor useful to make it easier for you to change your mind to or choose place to live.
All right. L615. So, what is the main topic or main idea of your article and what style?
Right. Main topic is
The thesis statement.
all statement the differences between outside the city in the city are different environment. Sure. The last sentence in introduction.
Mm-hmm. Environment. What else?
The rate of crime and cost of living.
Cost of living. All right. So, what style did you use to compare this? Is it the same
outside
with
the
Ploy?
city. The city. Yes.
What is it?
Not
Block style
same at
or
all.
point by point?
Point by point.
Very good. Okay, the only thing I need to mention here, could you repeat after me? Infectious.
Infection.
Infectious.
Infection.
S.
As infections.
And then facilities.
Facility.
Faci.
Facility.
Facilities. What does it mean by
Facility.
facilities?
The subject is make convenient to people.
Okay, what are examples of facilities?
Elevator.
Very good. Okay. How about this one? Can you repeat this one? Live with happiness.
Live with happiness.
Okay.
Happiness.
Sometimes when we read this word, also I heard it from Ploy earlier. Maybe you were confused with that. So whenever you talk about the verb, we try to pronounce as leave. But if you going to read us as the noun, it should be live. Okay. So let's move to the next one. Oh, I was checking on how you put the data. You said here maybe, which I don't recommend when you are writing an article because you are stating facts. So please avoid the use of maybe in your sentences. Did you hear that?
Yes.
All right. So all good. Some of the grammatical errors I'll comment them on your chat box for you can find it in your Google Classroom. So maybe after I finish everyone reading, then I can do that and you can check it out. Also your score after everyone. All right.
Okay.
So let's move on to the next.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ton. Good job. Next, let's move up to Pond. Are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Two flag passages. This means that you copied or plagiarized two sentences from your source. Let's check it out first. On what happened here? You just copy and pasted them.
Again.
From your introduction through your body paragraphs, it was wholly copy pasted. Okay, so to those who are here, please listen. When you are copying facts or data from your source, you're not allowed to copy and paste them directly. You're supposed to get that data and use it in your own words and try to cite or where did you get them. Like this website, UK uses houses, similarities, and differences. You just copy pasted the information for your body paragraph Pond. Okay, so please do not do this again. We call this plagiarizing. Copy and pasting data from another source without crediting or telling where did you get this data. You could have tried to said here. So to avoid this, what you should do, you need to mention who wrote that. If there's no author, what website, where is it from, what's the source. That's what your first sentence supposed to be. According to this, you mention what site is that or who wrote that, and that's where you can put the data. Copy everything. Data is supposed to be. Okay, Pond.
Yes.
Kindly read to us the sentences that you've written.
Start with what?
British architecture or American architecture. For me, I thought both of the architectures are very wonderful and amazing. It got me interested and every piece of architecture had its own history. Architecture in the UK technically exists from the Ice Age and also has buildings from the various empires which invaded Britain. The Romans, Vikings, Saxons, Celts. These invasions led to permanent settlement. These settlers built building in the image of their homelands, and over time they evolved to become British American architectures. Is modern, is tied separately to look oh, separately to look European, but with an Americanized influence. American architecture has absolutely nothing unique. Take the White House, for example. The White House is Georgian architecture. Georgian representing the time that Britain had King George. It is no way American. America has no original architecture. Everything is essentially a direct copy of British architecture, but without the finesses.
Okay. Can you read? Is this your sentence in the body paragraph? The first sentence? No.
Yes, I have to read, right?
Did you write it?
Yes.
Okay, please read.
Architecture of United Kingdom and United States is a wonderful culture in the world that got me exciting. Currently, modernist architecture is popular with eco-friendly designs, priority on sunlight with solar panels, energy efficiently with open-plan interiors, exposed steelwork, and lots of glazing in the UK. Houses on the same street looks almost identical from the outside. They are usually semi-detached or two houses joined together with a gap before the next two houses. Another architectural style of houses is terraced houses or a row of house. Oh, wait.
Okay,
Or
please stop reading. Let me ask you again, Pon. Did you write this on your own?
I don't know why you told me I copy and paste. Yes, from the website.
Mm-hmm.
Why I'm wrong?
Copying and pasting facts is okay, but if you do not put your source, or at least tell them where did you get it, that is plagiarism. Do you get that?
Hmm?
This is what you copied, right?
Yes.
Is this your idea?
Oh,
If it's not your idea, you need to tell where did you get this. So for example, you need to mention it's an author. For this website, there's no author, so you need to mention the website. Where did you get it? And do not copy everything. You need to at least get only few of the data that you can find here. So instead of copying everything, you can just mention about how these houses were made, and you don't need to copy all those that is written here because that is not your idea. It's from this website. You need to write at least your own. So if you're going to compare architecture of United Kingdom and United States, it would be good if you made it as an example rather than copying and pasting it here. So let me just ask you, what do you think is the difference between the two architecture?
I didn't learn about architecture. I don't know.
But from your research, what is it all about?
About modern.
What
UK is modern
then?
and US is not modern.
Okay, why do you think why do you think that UK is more modern than United States?
Design of houses.
Yes, and could you give me one example of the difference? The design in United Kingdom.
Design like it's all about innovation.
Right, and what is the example of this innovation? The use of?
So I don't know how to tell you.
Solar panels. Right?
Yes.
How about in the US?
Okay. Ever. Peace rate.
The use of? CAD drafting, right? So you see what I was trying to tell you, Pond. You are supposed to say on your own words the facts that you've read. You're not supposed to copy and paste everything in there. So you are asked to compare and contrast these two architectures. So what do you think is the style that you did in this article? Is it a block style or a point by point style? Pon, are you still there?
Yes, this you ask me.
Yes. What style did you use here?
What?
What style of comparison and contrast did you use here? Is it a point by point style or block style?
Point by point style.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, could you tell me why?
Why what?
Why is it a point by point style?
Because I compare those things.
How? Did you use
Yes,
your controlling idea as your comparison or your point of comparisons?
I don't know about this.
So basically, you need to rewrite your article. And I could see here you said it's point by point because you started writing with your oops, you started writing with your point of comparison. So what's your point of comparison? How the difference in architecture. Actually, I cannot find here your thesis statement, although I could get the idea of you're comparing the two. So the best type or style that you can use here is it is supposed to be block style. Block style, if you listen during our class, block style is using your controlling idea. What's your controlling idea? United Kingdom and United States. So in your first body paragraph, you could have mentioned all about United Kingdom architecture. In your second body paragraph, you could have mentioned about United States architecture. And that would finish in your conclusion, restating your thesis statement, you're comparing the two, and you could finish your essay that way. So can you try to rewrite this one more time?
Yes.
Okay, so what will you do? Could you, if you listen what I said, what will you do?
Something you call back like
Block style.
some type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back style.
Right. I still think you did well with this. The first one, the hook, the question is great. And then you continued with your background information. The only missing here is your thesis statement. Your thesis statement, you should mention your topic and your controlling idea. Your topic is comparison, and your controlling idea is British and American architecture. So make that in a one sentence, and then you go to your body. So I mentioned about block style. So your first body paragraph should be about United Kingdom architecture. Do you get it?
Yes.
And then for your body, a second body paragraph is architecture. Now, you're asking me, teacher, why is this when I copy and pasted some information when I want to put data? This is wrong because it's wholly copied. But then if you just select at least two or three sentences and you try to put this in your own words, then that is a paraphrase. However, do not forget to write where did you get it. So for example, you get this from this website, X is CAD, you should mention from xiscad.com or from this website. You start that with your sentence and followed by the sentence that you paraphrased or you used in your own words. Is that understood? Okay, so I basically presented this. Please do not feel bad about it. I just want others to listen to not do this again next time because this is what we basically called as plagiarism, copying pasting information without writing where of course totally copying these facts where in supposed to be you are to write it on your own words. So I still commend Pond for doing at least this work. So I expect to at least get the new article, your new article, on the last week of September. Is that okay with you, Pond?
Yes.
So I will give you a different, another score because your score for today is too low. So I'll try to read again your new article. I'm going to call you maybe at the last week of September. So if there are other still students who did this the same, I'm giving you chance to at least edit them before you this is just an example. Just please, Pond, don't feel bad about this. This is just a way of learning something, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, do we still have time left? 12. Okay. We still have 6 minutes left. And some of you are not here earlier due to some errands, and you've messaged me, so I'll just accept. At least you've told me earlier. We're going to have our next with Pum, Kong, Pan Pan, and Bo, number 7, next meeting on Monday. So please prepare. Ploy is done also. So 9 onwards, maybe that would be next Friday. Or let's see who will come in, and you can present as early as you can. For Amelia, who just sent me a message, if you could stay behind, then please present. Amelia, are you here?
Yes, but if next week uh will be not to me, it's okay, teacher.
You can.
But in the next Monday we will all finish, or just someone?
No, it would be until Friday, for sure.
Oh,
And maybe
it's
the
okay,
next week.
teacher. Because I think I do something wrong, because I just submit you only 3. Yes.
There should be 5.
Can I resubmit?
Sure.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. By the way, when I said your work is late, it means I'm just going to look at the first in your history under your work. For example, the work of Pun here. So I'm going to click on this, and the first date that you submitted, that's what I'm going to count that you submitted all your work. So it doesn't matter if you submit again and it says they're late. Do not worry about that. Do you get it, class?
Yes, thank
All
you,
right.
teacher.
So we're gonna meet then next week. Please put in mind what I said about how you're gonna write your data. For the other corrections, please wait for it. I'm going to comment it on the comment box when everybody's done. So thank you very much for coming in today, and I appreciate that you will be given, of course, points for coming in, attendance, and doing your work on time. So goodbye, class, and we'll see you then. Ooh,